Welcome to the very first episode of the podcast that I don't have a name for. Thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
To give our listeners context, this lovely guest who I don't even know the name of, was just sitting here eating an acai bowl, and I rudely interrupted and asked if she would like to be on a podcast, and here we are.
My name is Laurie, and I was randomly out paddleboarding this morning and took a dip in the ocean and got hungry and came by for an acai bowl, and here we are. This is just a typical day on Kauai. It's magical. You never know what the next 5 minutes will bring you.
It's so true. It does feel like Kauai is like a really good place to learn about that flow of the universe.
Well, you just have to let it go. Like today, I had no plan.
Yeah.
I'm just like going with it. As like, you just walk up. Do you want to do a podcast? Sure. What's next? What's happening after this? I don't know.
Yeah. The no plan is one of the best plans.
Who gets to do that?
Yeah, I do find myself curious, like where you're coming from and what your story is and why you find yourself here.
Well, this isn't typical. I'm from San Diego, born and raised, and I'm here for the week, and I'm running around the island and just working on my property, and I'm also having some fun. I've been out diving. I've been shopping and just doing what I want. Not working, I'm doing what I want.
And how is this moment in time in the context of your default life, your other life?
Rephrase that. I'm not sure what you mean.
I guess what is your life when you're not here, and how does this time interact with that?
My life in San Diego is pretty charmed. I'm married and I have 3 kids. They're beautiful. I play a lot of tennis. I play a lot of pickleball, and I travel a ton. So I'm very, very blessed.
So
I travel between Mammoth Lakes, Hawaii, Montana, and San Diego.
wow.
Yes, so that's not typical.
Yeah. No, okay. Now this gets to be fun. So I find myself in a place where it seems like you have a lot of freedom.
I do.
Yeah.
And that's not typical.
Yeah. I also have a lot of freedom.
Okay.
Hence us finding ourselves drifting in the wind here.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I spent the entire day yesterday in Lahui at Costco, Walmart, Target. I mean, just a terrible day.
I'm sorry. You need therapy.
Yeah. Today is my therapy. That's exactly right. Like, not every day is perfect, but when you have that day, you make it great. You make it magical.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, today's that day for me. Today's that day where, I don't have to, I'm not required to be anywhere doing anything. So, but tomorrow's a whole new day. I'm required to, I've got plans for tomorrow that aren't fun, but today's my day and it's magical.
What do you hope for yourself in this day of magic?
Relaxation. Just not having to worry about anything or anyone.
Yeah.
And today's just my time and my day. And tomorrow I can worry about people and where I have to be, and it's nice to be able to recognize and be grateful for those moments.
What do you... I like to go in. If at any point you're like, yo, bro, you just walked up to me with the microphone. Why are you asking all these weird questions? Feel free to pull us out. Ooh, wow. Yeah, it is kind of quieter now.
I didn't even notice. I'm still into the conversation.
Really?
Yeah, I just didn't even notice. Yeah. Do you want to hear about my best day this week?
Sure.
I kind of like this. I got a ping from a dive master Sunday night asking if I wanted to go out to Niihau for a dive.
Oh, wow.
And I said yes. They needed one more person on the boat.
Wow.
I've tried to get out there numerous times, and there's always too much wind. The waves are too big. There's always, issues. So they said tomorrow's the day. So I said, I dropped everything I needed to do, and I said, today's the day. Let's do it. Seize the day. So we got out there, and it was rough. The wind had changed. They were not feeling comfortable about crossing, but everybody on the boat was like, we're doing this. So yeah, we went for it, and we got across, and it was just absolutely stunning. Just it's a bird sanctuary out there.
Yeah.
We had red-footed boobies, blue boobies, brown boobies, just literally swarming the boat.
Wow.
And then we got in, and we started diving, and instantly we had sharks. We had big sharks, like reef sharks and a sandbar shark, just within the first 5 minutes. And it was just mind-blowing. And we had a monk seal come and play with us, like literally come and play with us, like swirl around our bodies and try to play with our flippers. And
oh my God.
yeah, so it was magical. It was absolutely magical, but you have to be open to it. Like, you have to be willing to drop things and recognize that this might not ever happen again. So that was special. So that's the Kauai magic I'm talking about. It happens here. It doesn't happen everywhere.
Yeah, I'm curious about that because part of it feels like it can be a bit of like a headspace. It's like a you being open to the magic of the world.
Absolutely. Not everybody is. Not everybody's like
Right.
looking for that beautiful flyby, like this bird, or the sunset that's really special, or the rainbow. It happens here. This place is magical. You don't really see that elsewhere.
Right. Yeah. I don't know what it's confusing to me. It's like, is it just the magic of the place? Is it that the place, because I notice that this place makes me feel very safe. And so I feel kind of open in that context. And I feel like in that openness, I feel more open to the magic of the world. But I kind of wonder, like, maybe each moment, because I kind of have the belief that like every being is a reflection of the divine. And then I kind of also, like, every blade of grass, everything is part of this same like magical framework that makes up the whole quilt of existence. But I do find myself much more closed to the magical quilt of existence when I'm in New York. But is it because like the quilt doesn't exist, or is it just because I'm kind of contracting?
Yeah, there's a lot of distraction there too, right? It's hard to get in that mind space when there's taxi cabs almost running you over and honking at you, and just the city. It's distracting. It distracts you from this.
Right. How do you? In my life, I come in and out of aliveness in a certain way. I feel like there's moments when I'm like, and then there's moments where I'm like, everything's kind of grayer, everything's just more mundane. How do you pull yourself into the magic of the world?
That's a great question. Sometimes it's challenging. We all have our stuff, right? We all have our everyday lives. And it does become mundane, right?
Yeah.
So I just always try to get out in nature. Yeah, as often as I can. I grab my dogs. I have 2 Portuguese water dogs, and I get them out in nature, and I just feel like you have to get out in nature. That's a big part of it. I have to see the ocean.
Yeah. What is it about the ocean that reminds you of that, whatever that is that we should work on it?
The vastness.
Yeah.
The vastness of the ocean is it's kind of, it's hard to wrap your brain around, right?
Yeah. That's interesting. So maybe it kind of like breaks your concept of self a little bit, Because like, if you are a part of that vastness, like if you are as vast as the ocean.
Right. And you go anywhere in the world and you see this ocean, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, we just went to Greece and we were just surrounded by ocean the entire time. And I'm just so drawn to it. Anywhere I go, I just always have to see it. I could never move away from the ocean.
Yeah. All right. I want to get your thoughts about meaning.
Okay.
In life.
Oh boy.
Because I find myself also, so I had a tech company, I sold my tech company, I could kind of float forever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's confusing. And a lot of people are like, oh man, I wish I was there. And I'm like, kind of, but it's kind of like, whoa. And I'm curious where you have found meaning throughout your life and how you contextualize, that question.
I feel like the most important thing I will do on this planet is raise good people. And I've raised 3 great people. So that's what brings me joy every day. I have to text them. I have to call them. I've only been away 1 week, but I miss them so much. So raising children brings you more joy than anything else. And if there's one thing you leave behind that matters to humanity, is leaving behind good people with good values, right? They're going to treat others well, and they're not going to steal, and they're going to do the right thing. So that to me is the most important thing, and that brings me more joy than anything, is seeing how they've turned out as humans.
What are the other sources of purpose that you find in your life?
Finding joy in every day and bringing joy as well. I found that making somebody else's day, like helping somebody, bringing somebody a meal, or going out to, your parents' house and pulling weeds or helping them with something they can't do. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
So we get caught up in always doing things for ourselves, right? And so it feels really good to do something for somebody else. And that's actually, I need to do more of that.
Yeah.
Right. I need to do more charity work, or I used to be more involved with charities and volunteering my time. And I've been an empty nester now for just a couple of years. So I've been a little selfish with my time and travel and doing what I want, but I'd like to get back to.
How is that? I'm curious. I'm like, honestly, super. I just so you know, I've gone so far in either direction of like, my whole life is just about saving the world and helping other people, blah, 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 to the other direction of like, I'm just going to do exactly what I want. And so I really have very little judgment in either end. I'm just curious what it has been like to just really live for your own joy.
Well, like I said, I've been an empty nester for 2 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm new at this. And it's hard at first because raising 3 kids, your entire life, your entire being, every day is making sure they're at soccer, making, it's scheduled, everything's scheduled out. So I'm new to this whole flexible, do what you want, take care of your own self world. Yeah.
And so you're actually, because if your purpose for your life has been raising awesome kids, you're coming into a pretty interesting, like, spaciousness where you're like, whoa.
Right. It's great to see them fly, though. It's so rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
What do you hope for yourself in this next chapter of spaciousness?
I hope to see more of the world, as much of the world, as, life will allow, schedules, finances. That's a big goal, is to travel.
Yeah.
While I'm young.
Yeah.
So many people wait.
Yeah.
They wait until they're retired, or there's enough money, or they always have a reason to put things off like that.
So true.
And I'm in the now.
Yeah.
I'm living for the now.
Good job. That's awesome.
So if there's any takeaway from this podcast,
Yeah.
my advice would be don't wait. Seize the day. What makes you happy today? Even if it's coffee with a friend, make it happen.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yours. I don't know if this is ending now or not, but this was like such a perfect start to this adventure. Maybe this will be the only one I ever do. Hopefully not.
I don't think so.
But
I think you're a natural.
Thank you. No, but this, yeah, I feel like to stumble into someone that so strongly believes in the now and is so willing to just plunge into the now right now.
Right.
And see what happens is so cool.
Well, good luck to you and your podcasts. You're like I said, you're a natural. Have fun with it.
I plan to.